You're watching Star News, the news leader in Southside Virginia.
Welcome back, everyone. Once again, we are on the phone now with Gary Waugh. Now, he's the public relations manager for the Virginia Department of Conservation and Recreation. And Gary, thank you for talking with us today.
Well, thank you. I'm sorry it's under these circumstances.
Certainly we are as well. We understand that Carry-On Jakeem Witcher, 18, was at the park on Friday, the 4th of July, with his family and drowned. What can you tell us?
That's correct. A little before 5 o'clock on Friday, July the 4th, the young man that you mentioned was in the swimming area at Ferrystone State Park. He was swimming with some friends. They were swimming towards the diving platform in the deeper part of the swimming area. He went under. Several swimmers around him then reported that to the lifeguards, who started a search, as well as trying to clear the beach, clear folks out of the water. But we had a number of volunteers that then did also come in and assisted. Lifeguards tried to organize them. One of the volunteers was actually the one who found the young man. They brought him to shore and tried CPR and resuscitation efforts. He was then taken to the local hospital, but unfortunately he did pass away.
Approximately how many minutes was he in the water before his body was recovered?
Unfortunately, because of the depth of the lake and the currents and that type of thing, he was in somewhere between 12 and 15 minutes.
And we have heard reports that it could have been up to 15 minutes. And I should ask you, how did the lifeguards respond in this incident?
The lifeguards, there were 5 lifeguards on duty. 4 were actually patrolling the beach. 1 was on break, but as soon as they were notified that there was a swimmer down, all 5 responded. 4 of them were in the water during the search. A 4th lifeguard was on the diving platform, trying to keep everyone on the platform out of the water. Mm-hmm. Again, at that point, you're trying to keep other potential victims out of the water. Mm-hmm. So they did respond and started immediately a search. As I mentioned, a number of other swimmers came in, wanted to help. Lifeguards tried to organize them so that they were doing a search line to try and find the body.
Let me ask you this. I understand that there was a volunteer who found the body of Carry-On Witcher. Was there also not a volunteer that performed CPR, or was one of the lifeguards responsible for the CPR?
As I understand it, both the lifeguards and there were several nurses in the park as well who assisted with the CPR. So yes, they were volunteers that were assisted with both.
Tell me about the closing of the park and how that relates to the public.
Okay, the park itself was not closed. The swimming beach was. We did close the swimming beach Saturday and Sunday for 2 reasons. 1, the beach was still an investigation scene, and 2, we had to get the lifeguards that were on duty at that time. We wanted to give them some time off. So it took us until today to bring in other guards that are employed by the park to come in and staff today. So we did have the swimming beach itself closed for 2 days. The entire park, other than the beach, did remain open.
Now, it would have been more than likely the lifeguard on the diving location that would have been closest to Carry-On Witcher at that time. Do you believe, was it he or she? Did they see him go under? Did they immediately recognize that he was under some sort of duress, or recognize that he was not coming up from the water?
It's my understanding that it was reported by swimmers around the young man. We've gotten at least one eyewitness who said that he was splashing around, but that those around him thought he was playing until he went under, did not come back up. I should mention that I've mentioned several times the investigation. We are still investigating this. We have an investigator from one of our other parks, a trained investigator coming in. He had interviews with a number of eyewitnesses set up for this afternoon. If there are people out there who are at the scene who have something that they think would be of value to our investigation, we do encourage them to call Ferrystone State Park and the staff there we'll put them in touch with the investigator. We are still trying to find out exactly what happened.
I certainly appreciate that this is an ongoing investigation. Can you tell me about the credentialing or licensing of the lifeguards who are working at the Ferrystone State Park?
All of our lifeguards are Red Cross certified, so they are trained, have extensive training to be lifeguards. I understand that several of the lifeguards who were there had been there at least one additional season, so we did have people that had been there before this summer.
All right, so experienced lifeguards.
Yes.
All right. Well, listen, it's a tough discussion to have. We understand a lot of people are in the community disappointed at this point with what took place, not only the tragedy, but what they feel was an inordinate amount of time before his body was found. Would you say that that would be fair, or do you feel that that was a reasonable amount of time, 15 minutes being the approximate time before his body was recovered?
Obviously, everyone would have hoped that we had found the body sooner, that someone would have found the young man while he was still alive and still had a chance.
Certainly.
Unfortunately, in a lake of that type, particularly in the depth of water he was in, things can happen. There are currents. It's hard to see. Even with a number of people searching, it can take that long, if not longer. But again, no one is happy. Everything that we have seen to this point makes it seem that the lifeguards did exactly what they were supposed to do. But we, as I said, we are still investigating. And if others have, eyewitnesses have things that they've seen that they feel would be helpful in the investigation, we do encourage them to contact the park so we can find out about them.
Gary, I've got one last question. In regard to the fact that it seemed as though he might have flailed in the water and then gone down but not resurfaced, is there any chance that in that area that there might have been something that caught hold of him? Now, of course, it's not a sandy bottom in that watering area there. So can you tell me, could it have been any type of debris? Could have been any type of, grass growing in that area? What's the bottom of that lake looking like?
The bottom of, at that point, I'm not sure whether it's basically mud. At 12 to 15 feet, it would be very difficult to have any type of grasses growing down there.
Okay.
Again, remember, this part of the beach has been a swimming area for 70-some years.
Okay.
So this is not something that we just opened up. There may be hazards, that type of thing.
Right.
This area has been cleared off as a beach, as a swimming area for decades.
Okay.
So at this point, we have heard nothing that would lead us to believe that anything, that he hit his head, that something caught on to him.
Okay.
We've heard nothing of that, or seen nothing to lead us to believe that.
All right. Anyone with any information who was an eyewitness that might be able to help you in this ongoing investigation should contact Ferrystone State Park?
Yes, please.
All right. Gary Waugh on the phone, and he's the public relations personnel for the Virginia State Department of Conservation and Recreation, public relations manager, I should say. Gary, thank you for talking to us. I know it's a difficult conversation to have and tough questions to answer at this point for everyone involved. Thank you so much, Gary. We'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with more here on Star News. Stay tuned.
You're watching Star News, the news leader in Southside Virginia.